Republican. I flipped when we were running with Jeb. I flipped a candidate by the name of Rudy Bradley, who was a Democrat, and endorsed Jeb and joined the Republican Party. When we were running, Rick Scott was losing, and I took him to a black church in the black community, and the pastor changed from Democrat to Republican. So it can be done if you know how to do it. Everybody's conservative. These values are out there. These conservative values are out there, but we have to have the conversation. And the Republican Party is not having the conversation. You know, right now they're having, Trump rallies, but no one's having a conversation. You got to have a conversation with people that share your values, and not just have rallies. We got to get away from that. I'm a Trump fan, but we've got to move past that. And what I'm going to say now is going to get me in trouble. Let me go to this part. Let me talk about the patriot value, the patriot candidates that we're supporting before I go any further. Patriots, I want to start with, we're backing 3 in Virginia. Terry Namkin in the Tidewater area. He's running he's a former military hero. Yesli Vega, she's a Latino lady. She is running for Congress. She's formerly served as a police officer. And Mark Burns, he's a pastor that's running in Virginia. We are backing these 3 in Virginia so we can bring them to Congress so they can serve our people. Now, in Texas, primaries are going on right now. We're backing Wesley Hunt, who I know is going to win his primary. And then there's E.E. Akpa, also in Texas, going to win his primary. And these are our veteran patriots, folks. So in California, we've got Michelle Steele and Young Kim. We helped get them elected in 2020. They're up for re-election. But this time, we're also going to back Joe Collins and Tamika Hamilton. Now, Tamika Hamilton, I believe, won her race. They show her by 2%, I believe. But Tamika's going to win this time. I know she's going to win. So we got Tamika Hamilton and Joe Collins running. In Michigan, we got John James. He's got the backing of the major parties. He got the backing of all the money. I know he's going to win. And then we got Young Kim also in California running for re-election. So these are our patriots, and some of them are veteran patriots. Now, let me not forget Carla Spalding in Florida. I'm going to Florida. Carla Spalding in Florida. She actually beat Debbie Wasserman Schultz at 7 p.m. And then the mail-in ballot showed up, and she lost to Debbie Wasserman Schultz. That was another stolen election that's not ever been covered. It was covered by Newsmax, but it needs to be covered. So Carla Spalding actually beat Debbie Wasserman Schultz at 7 p.m., but 7 a.m. she lost. So can an election be stolen? Yes. And then we got Chris Chambers. He's running in the Tampa. He's another one of our veteran patriots, and Carla's a veteran also. And of course, we got superstar Byron Donalds, who's running again for re-election. And we got Brian Mass. Now, I'm going to be with Byron Donalds on the 5th of March in St. Petersburg. But we got Brian Mass, who lost 2 legs, and is a real hero. We helped get him elected in 2016, and no one knew who he was. So we can help some first-time candidates get elected, but I prefer that you served in some office prior to that before running, and I prefer that you understand government before you get into government, because it's messy. It's like jumping into hot soup and not having a way to get out.
That's an understatement. I'd like to use the term not hot soup. How about like boiling water, like they put lobsters in?
Yeah, turn them red.
Absolutely, because it's gonna burn you when you get in there real quick. You're gonna learn today, George. We have about 5 more minutes left in the show. You have done an extraordinary job across the country, and you continue to do the work as you just shared with us. And I'm asking all of my followers, please, whatever you can send George, BlakPac, $1, $2, if you can make them continuously. Listen, we need all the help we can get, okay? Our country depends on us getting these candidates elected and candidates like them elected in 2022. We must take the House back in order to take the White House back so we can get our country back. So please, everyone, please go to BlakPac, and go to the website and please, whatever you can do to help BlakPac, that money will directly go to candidates and helping people at those ground levels get elected, for the people. George, I can't thank you enough for your hard work. I know you're relentless. You work 7 days a week at this. You're on the phone all the time, and you don't get paid for this. And, thank you so much.
Yeah, my wife reminds me of that.
Listen, I already know I don't want to have no problems with your wife. But George,
let me make this point. We've got to hit 60. We got to get 60 in the Senate so that we can move legislation through. We can't just get a 51-49 or a even in the House. We got to have a 60 vote majority in both. And the only way we're going to do this, I'm begging my folks, look at our website. We're going to redo it. You're going to see our patriots. Make sure they get over the line, because a lot of them aren't going to get help from other organizations. We got to do this ourselves. And these people want to serve. A lot of these people are willing to die for us and saw live fire. So when I talk to these folks and they're telling me where they served and that they were in Afghanistan under live fire and they're willing to get back into government, which might be worse than live fire. So they're ready to get back
exactly.
in. We got to get back in and get them elected, because they understand what it takes to win. They already been under fire worse than what we're going into, and they understand that Biden is destroying our country, and his weakness is destroying our country not only in Russia but in other areas of the world where people are stepping up. I mean, we got teeny countries challenging us, small countries, just telling us they're not scared of us anymore. So we've got to have some military leadership that understand the horrors of war and understand what it takes to win. So please, I beg of you to take a serious look at our veteran patriots and our other candidates, and that's the only way we're going to get that 60-vote majority. We're not just running the favorites. We're running people who are running first time. And we're running people. I like John James. I like Tamika Hamilton. I like Joe Collins. I like these folks who have served in the middle. I like Wesley Hunt. And I really like Terry Nampkin and Yesley Vega, because these people were ready to die for you once, and now they want to come back and serve, and they're going to make the right decision. They're going to cut the budget. They're going to they're not going to pump up the IRS like Biden wants to do. Biden wants to look into your bank account if you got $600 in there. That's not important to them. They want to cut the IRS, not grow the IRS. So these are folks that you really need that are going to lower your taxes. And I'm begging you, let me give you the website, BLAKPAC.GOP. That's BLAKPAC.GOP. And go and let us know you like our website. You can look us up on LinkedIn. You can look us up on Twitter, Instagram. We're all over social media. And we have a ton of followers, and we look for you to follow us all over social media.
George,
and I want to
very
thank
much
you for having me on.
Amen. George, I want you to please stay on to the end of the show. I think that there's a caller who has their hand raised, would like to make a comment. So just stand by. I want to take this caller and let them see what they want to chip in and say on the show. So stand by. And, George, thank you again. Yes, caller.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to make a comment?
Yeah, I would. You guys.
What is your name, sir, please?
Joe.
What is your name, sir? What's your last name,
Joe.
sir? Okay, Joe, I have 4 minutes. Okay, all right. Thank you very much for calling in. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Chauncey Show, where we're always right and never left. We put God first and politics second. We want to thank George for coming on our show today and talking about the tremendous work that he is doing across the country. And we hope that you, if you have the opportunity, please reach out and send, whatever you can to help us get these patriots elected across the country. We can't thank George enough. He works tirelessly 7 days a week. He's always on the phone or traveling all over the country on the ground trying to help these candidates get elected and trying to raise a level of consciousness amongst all voters across the nation so we can take our country back. He's doing a tremendous job. and he's been doing this for 20 years, and George needs our help now more than ever. So whatever you can do, we would appreciate it. We're here every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 7, bringing you American First candidates that are running for office. And next up, we're going to have who we're going to have coming up next week. We're going to have a California candidate, Chris Bish, who's going to be in the studio. We're not going to have a show next Tuesday, but we're going to have a show, and she's going to be calling in live from CPAC, so that's going to be a very interesting podcast. So please tune in. You can follow the Chauncey Show all over social media, except on Twitter, it's Chauncey Show USA. We want to thank all of our followers and supporters for their donations and tuning in. And if you're able to, please consider making a donation to PayPal Me The Chauncey Show. That's PayPal Me The Chauncey Show. Or you can go to our website, thechauncey.com. You can look for our upcoming shows and podcasts as well as making a donation. And please subscribe to our blog so we can keep you up to date. We want to thank you all again for tuning in. We hope that you have a safe and blessed weekend. And as always, good night now and keep the faith.